Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Florida, the ultimate Halloween event. Just a quick warning, this event may be too intense for young children and is not recommended for children under the age of 13. If you've never been, imagine the entire theme park taken over by haunted houses, scare zones, live shows, and terrifying street experiences. It's like stepping straight into your favorite horror movie, except this time, you're the victim. Whether you're a first-timer or a die-hard HHN fan, we're gonna break it all down. The event itself, tips for surviving the night, and of course, this year's lineup of 10 haunted houses, 4 scare zones, 2 shows, and 2 street experiences. This is our second year attending this event, and we are so excited to share our experience with you. So grab your courage, because you're gonna need it.
Halloween Horror Nights is a separately ticketed event held on select nights in the fall. This event occurs rain or shine, and there are no rain checks, returns, or refunds. Universal completely transforms the park. The houses are movie set quality, the scare zones are filled with roaming creatures, and the shows are wild and over the top. Okay, let's talk about tickets real quick because there are a lot of options. There are single night tickets ranging from $86 to $130, depending on the date. Weekends are more expensive. This is a great option if you're only going to be visiting one night. They have an express pass you can add on that allows you to skip the regular lines once per house and at select rides open during the event. You must also have a valid event ticket. Express pass ranges from $180 to $300. We think this is worth the price if you're only visiting one night and want to get as much done as possible in a single night. Haunted house lines can run anywhere from 90 minutes to 180 minutes or more, and the Express Pass will typically cut that wait time in half for you. I know it's not cheap, but if you can budget for it, it's going to save you so much time. They have an R.I.P tour available, which is a guided VIP walking tour with priority entry to houses, express unlimited for the rides, and reserved show seating. This also includes valet parking and a pre-tour reception with some food. You will get a commemorative lanyard and button, and this tour price starts at $440 and does not include your event ticket, so you'll also have to purchase that.
They offer a Behind the Screams Unmasking the Horror tour, which is the daytime lights on house tour. They have a 3-house or 6-house option and includes photography access, a commemorative pin, and lunch with the 6-house tour. The price starts at $99.99 and no HHN admission is required. There is a Scream Early ticket which grants you access to enter Universal Studios at 3 p.m. on the event day before HHN starts. This is only needed if you don't already have a daytime ticket or an annual pass and you want to get in at 3 p.m. Tickets start at $60. They also have a bunch of Fear Pass options that grant you access to the event for multiple nights, so here is that breakdown. Rush of Fear Pass is for up to 18 nights, August 29th through September 21st, so this is mostly in the beginning of the season. It starts at $199. Frequent Fear Pass is for up to 30 nights, August 29th through November 2nd on select nights, starting at $249. Frequent Fear Plus Pass is for up to 40 nights, August 29th through November 2nd, so you get more dates with this one, and it starts at $299. And finally, there is the Ultimate Frequent Fear Pass, which is for up to 48 nights, which is all of the event nights. It includes self-parking at 5 p.m. and starts at $419. Also, just an FYI, all of the express upgrades for these types of passes are currently sold out, so you will not have express already included with these.
Let's talk about Stay and Scream this year as well. Stay and Scream means that if you have a valid daytime park ticket / annual pass / Stay and Scream ticket, then you can enter Universal Studios Florida earlier than the general public to queue for haunted houses before the event's official opening. Stay and Scream starts at 3 p.m. Starting at 3 p.m., you will need to pick up a wristband at one of 3 locations, which are Lombard's Outdoor Deck, in front of the Minion Cafe, or in front of VillainCon. This will allow you to roam around the park freely and access house queues as early as 4 p.m. There is no holding area like in previous years, so you can walk around the park and go wherever you want. You can get in line for a haunted house queue, get food, go shopping, ride rides, or you can go to Diagon Alley and drink a butterbeer. It's up to you. I also want to mention that different haunted houses open at different times at their various locations around the park, so let's break that down really quick. WWE, The Horrors of the Wyatt 6, is located at Soundstage 23A near Despicable Me and opens at 5:15 p.m. Fallout is located at tent number 4 in the back of the park where Fear Factor was and opens at 5:15 p.m. Five Nights at Freddy's is located at Soundstage 23B near Despicable Me and opens at 5:15 p.m. Terrifier is located at Soundstage 25 near Despicable Me and opens at 5:30 p.m. Galkn, Monsters of the North, is located in tent number 3 in back of the park where Fear Factor was and opens at 5:45 p.m. Hatchet and Chains, Demon Bounty Hunters, is located near The Simpsons and opens at 5:45 p.m. El Artista, A Spanish Haunting, is located at Soundstage 22 near the Music Plaza and opens at 6 p.m. Grave of Flesh is located at Soundstage 24 near the Music Plaza and opens at 6 p.m. Dolls, Let's Play Dead is located near the Men in Black exit and opens at 6 p.m. Jason Universe is located at the Fast and Furious entrance and opens at 6 p.m.
And before we get to the lineup, let's cover a few quick pro tips. Tip number 1, never go alone. Seriously, bring your friends, your family, your spouse. It's way scarier and way more fun. Tip number 2, start in the back of the park. The front houses get slammed first, so if you start in the back, you can knock out like half of the lineup before the crowds catch up. Tip number 3, visit early. September is usually less crowded than October, and if you get there earlier in the night, you'll get to do more before the big lines form. Tip number 4, stay on site if you can. That's right, if you're staying at a Universal Orlando hotel, you get special access to a dedicated entry gate each event night until 7:30, and it's just for hotel guests. You just need to show your room key. I'm also not saying you need to stay somewhere that has a water taxi, but it is quite nice to not have to walk all the way back to the bus stop to get back to your room. Tip number 5, follow the rules. No costumes or costume masks are allowed at the event. No food, drinks, bottles, video recording, flash photography, flashlights, laser pens. None of that is permitted in the haunted houses. Screaming and sobbing are perfectly fine though. If you mistreat any of the HHN performers, you will be sent home. And there is no tolerance for line jumping, foul language, or bad behavior, and you could possibly get expelled from the event. Make sure you read those warning signs at the entrance of each house so you know what's suitable for you based on your abilities. And you can also head to the Know Before You Go section on the website to read more about accessibility, what's permitted and what's prohibited, so you can get to the scares even faster. Tip number 7, appreciate the details. Universal's art and design team hides Easter eggs in the houses, so make sure to slow down, look around. They're basically movie sets that you get to walk through. Tip number 8, watch the movies and shows beforehand. If you know the scenes and the characters, the houses are 10 times better. Tip number 9, bring rain gear. Like we said before, this event runs rain or shine, and in Florida, the weather can be unpredictable, especially with thunderstorms. We would also recommend bringing shoe covers if you're wearing sneakers, as well as a change of socks. We did notice quite a bit of flooding near the tent houses in the back of the park, especially throughout the queue. Also, some of the houses do have air-conditioned queues. Some of them have covered queues, and some have neither of those things. So come prepared for all types of weather. Bring a fan, your cooling towels, and a poncho. Tip number 10 is our last one. Don't skip the food. Every year, HHN rolls out specialty snacks and drinks tied to the houses. Half of the fun is eating your way through the event. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that it's the best food that you've ever had in your life, because it's likely not. But a lot of these foods and drinks have a really fun theme and they're tied to the houses and they're definitely worth a try.
We can personally recommend the garlic parmesan temper tantrum tendies and the mom cut the crust off PB&J at the Dolls Let's Play Dead booth, the pizza skull at 57 Scare, the ranch and vinegar twisted tater chips, the Tostitos Berry Up Beef Walking Taco at the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane booth, the grilled gambas al ajillo at the El Artista booth, the traditional elotes with cojita cheese and tahine at the Jason Universe food booth, and hear me out, the why not have both pizza and pasta at Five Nights at Freddy's Dining. It was 1 a.m. and it really hit the spot, okay? But there are a bunch of other food booths that we didn't even get to, so take a look at the menu offerings online and pick out what you want to try. Just be aware that some of the more popular food booths tend to draw longer lines. If you're planning on drinking alcohol, I would recommend getting the souvenir cup because it looks like you do get discounted refills. And of course, you can get yourself a Coca-Cola Freestyle cup as well for soda. Alright, with that out of the way, let's jump in. This year, Halloween Horror Nights 34 is centered around the Conservatory, a decaying greenhouse filled with twisted vines, gothic textures, stained glass, and lurking gargoyles. It's a place of inspiration and terror, where artists like Sergio Navarro warn of monstrous crows, lurking creatures, and dark forces hidden in the shadows. The Conservatory is featured prominently in El Artista, a Spanish haunting, and its story even spills into the origins of Horror Scare Zone, making it a core part of this year's haunting experience.
The heart of HHN is the haunted houses. This year we've got 10 brand new nightmares, mixing 5 blockbuster franchises with 5 original Universal creations. We've been through all 10 houses at least once, some multiple times during opening weekend. We've ranked them with a scariness score out of 10, which is just our opinion, and everyone is different and everyone has a different tolerance. But we'll share with you our score, what we enjoyed, what we think you should watch out for, etc. We'll talk about these in order from least to most scary in our opinion. Five Nights at Freddy's. You're the night guard at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Animatronics like Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy are after you, and you won't last 5 nights, let alone 1. It's creepy, glitchy, and has a few jump scares. Five Nights at Freddy's drops you into Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria as night guard Mike, where the abandoned entertainment center hides supernatural horrors. Full-scale animatronics of Freddy, Chica, Bonnie, Foxy, and Mr. Cupcake stalk you through the security room, kitchen, janitor's closet, and showroom, all recreated down to the carpets and booths from the film. With animatronics, puppetry, and lifelike costumes brought to life by Jim Henson's Creature Shop, you'll never know what's real or what's coming for you next. We found this house to be the least scary out of all of them. We're giving it a 6.2. If you're a fan of the games or the movie, I think you'll really love this house. The animatronics are super impressive, even if you aren't familiar with the franchise. I just didn't think it was very scary.
The horrors of the Wyatt 6. Step into a lantern-lit doorway and meet Uncle Howdy, Mercy the Buzzard, Abby the Witch, and more. This one's like a twisted carnival of cult-like characters waiting to pull you in. The Horrors of the Wyatt 6 honors the legacy of the late Bray Wyatt and his infamous WWE faction. Now led by his brother, Bo Dallas, aka Uncle Howdy, the house plunges you into the twisted minds of the Wyatt 6 while the Fiend stalks you throughout. You'll explore the derelict Firefly Funhouse, Abby's Witch Hut, Huskus the Pig Boy, and Mercy the Buzzard's realms, and Rambling Rabbit's spiraling Tea Party nightmare, all filled with monsters, textures, and terrifying surprises. New characters and WWE Easter eggs make this a must-see for fans and newcomers alike. We gave this one a 6.8 and did not find it to be too scary, although a bit scarier than Freddy's in terms of jump scares. I think you'll really enjoy this house, even if you're not a fan of WWE, but if you are a fan, it seems to be an incredible tribute to the late Bray Wyatt.
Dolls Let's Play Dead. This one's kind of a nightmare. You shrink to doll size and face the creations of a twisted little girl. burnt fashion dolls, stitched toys, and a haunted dollhouse. It is just creepy and unsettling from start to finish, leading into a creepy Victorian dollhouse filled with undead horrors. We gave this one a 7. I think it's a super creative house with quite a few jump scares in there. There is someone on a bungee cord that gets quite close to you, and there's a very large dead mouse, or half of a dead mouse. We didn't find it to be incredibly scary, but the creativity was amazing.
Fallout. Based on the hit show, this house drops you into post-apocalyptic LA. You'll escape vaults, face raiders, and encounter the Ghoul and Lucy, and even see T60 power armor. If you're a gamer or show fan, this one's for you. The Fallout house drops you straight into Vault 33 as Lucy McLean tries to escape a bloody massacre. Raiders crash her wedding, and soon you're out in the wasteland dodging scavengers, raiders, and even nasty, rad roaches. You'll pass through places like the Super Duper Mart, encounter the Ghoul, and even see Maximus unleash his Brotherhood of Steel power armor in an epic battle at Philly. Fans will love spotting Easter eggs like Pip-Boys hidden in storefronts, and there's even a tease of a character from Season 2 of the Prime Video show. All of it plays out with that classic 1950s inspired Fallout soundtrack. We gave this one a 7.1 because it had a few more jump scares. I think you really need to have seen the show to fully enjoy this one. The sets and characters are still very impressive and well done, but it's really cool if you've seen and enjoy the show like we have. But really not too scary.
Terrifier. Art the Clown is here, and this is not funny. It's brutal, it's bloody, and it is gory. You'll walk through his twisted funhouse and see his handiwork. If you're squeamish, good luck. Terrifier brings Art the Clown's sadistic world to life in one of the goriest houses HHN has ever seen. You'll step into the funhouse from Terrifier 2, packed with Art's most infamous kills from the upside-down hacksaw scene, along with many other scenes, even some brand new ones designed to shock. The chaos takes you through the Clown Cafe, a bloody Christmas nightmare, and even a bleach-filled tunnel with smells and sprays to match. Familiar faces like Vicky and the little pale girl appear along the way, but no one escapes Art's grotesque legacy. In the finale, you'll choose thy fate, with 2 possible endings, one path leaving you soaked in a symphony of blood. Or you can just pick the dry path. Just be warned, this house doesn't just look disgusting, it smells too. We gave this one a 7.3. Don't get me wrong, it is incredibly gory, and if you've seen the movies, they really didn't leave much out that I could tell. We rated it a little bit higher just because of the gore factor, but it didn't really have too many jump scares in our opinion. I know that this one's been getting a lot of attention online about the wet versus dry path and the smells in the bathroom scene. Sarah took the wet path, and I would say it's maybe like a 4 out of 10 wetness. I did wear a poncho just to be safe, but I didn't feel like I got soaked, and my feet did stay dry. Jeremy took the dry path, and he said that there were just a bunch of bloody, mangled bodies on the wall, but no jump scares. I personally didn't find the smells too off-putting. I think it smelled more like rotten eggs than feces, to be honest. But if you're very sensitive to smells, you might want to skip this one or just plug your nose. This one also had a lot of strobe lights, so if you're sensitive to that, just be aware. Also, a side note, if you are particularly afraid of Art the Clown, just know that he is roaming around the park, not just exclusively near his house, so you may see him, just walking around. FYI, we did see him dressed in his Santa suit near his house on Premium Scream Night.
El Artista, a Spanish haunting. This house is set in 19th century Spain, where a tortured artist paints spirits into existence. The artwork comes alive, possesses him, and now you're trapped in his permanent gallery. Beautiful, haunting, and terrifying. Inside La Casa Creación, where tortured artist Sergio Navarro is slowly losing his mind. The manor is haunted by spirits of artists before him, and his paintings begin to come alive with terrifying figures. Even worse, those spirits are trying to use his art as portals to cross into our world. This house leans into the event's Conservatory theme and has eerie effects like spirits pushing through paintings, spectral illusions, and ghosts. From the team behind Dead Man's Pier and Blood Moon, this one is set up to be a haunting, story-driven standout. We gave this one a 7.4 for scariness, but the effects and actual house itself is stunningly beautiful. There is a scare actor up on a zip line above you, which is super impressive. It almost smells like flowers in here too, which really immerses you into the experience. This house was incredibly beautiful to look at, and we highly recommend it.
Grave of Flesh. Welcome to your own funeral. You'll descend into the underworld where flesh-eating monsters hunt you for eternity. It's dark, claustrophobic, and absolutely relentless. Grave of Flesh takes you 6 feet under as you're lowered into your own grave and pushed through the gates of the underworld. Down below, hordes of flesh-eaters feast on the dead and hunt you through the endless caverns. In this world, you won't rest in peace, only in pieces. We gave this one a 7.5 for scariness. It was actually a lot scarier than we thought it would be. There are a lot of things hanging from the ceiling in this one, which was brushing up against you and touching you, so you kind of get this sensation that there are bugs crawling on you. It is extremely dark in this one, so that's something to be aware of if you're afraid of the dark, and it had some decent jump scares. It kind of smelled like soil or dirt to kind of simulate the being buried theme, so this house really immersed you in all of your senses, which I think made it scarier for us.
Galkn, Monsters of the North. A remote Nordic village is overrun by monsters from the fjords, icy demons, winged horrors, and eventually one massive beast you'll try to escape from the inside. Galkn, Monsters of the North drops you into a frozen village haunted by an ancient evil and a horde of creatures from the fjords. Icy, horned, winged, and wolfish fiends stalk you through the dark until they merge into one massive nightmare. In the end, there's no escaping the belly of the beast. We gave this one an 8 for scariness because of so many jump scares, camouflage scare actors you couldn't see coming, and some incredibly impressive puppets. I love the Nordic theme of this one, and it seemed like they really put a lot into this house. Like, some of the puppets made my jaw drop. They were that cool.
Hatchet and Chains, Demon Bounty Hunters. In an Old West town, lava demons are rising out of hell's well. Your only chance? 2 outlaws with mystical weapons. It's like a supernatural cowboy showdown. Hatchet and Chains, Demon Bounty Hunters throws you into a twisted Wild West straight out of Slaughter Cinema. Hatchet, a demon who fights on the side of good, teams up with Chains, a bounty hunter, wielding devil binding metal to take down lava demons spilling out of hell's well. You'll trek through saloons, jails, graveyards, and more as these fiery creatures melt everything and everyone in their path. Luckily, Hatchet and Chains bring an arsenal of mystical weapons to back you up in this wild, gory ride. We gave this one an 8.5 for scariness. It was actually super scary to us and so well done. We thought the house was incredibly immersive and the scare actors did such an incredible job. It was such a fun theme. There's some really cool effects in here and puppets in this one as well. All around, it's just a really great, really well done house.
Jason Universe. Jason Voorhees comes to life. You'll run through the woods, his shack, and the infamous summer camp. Silent, unstoppable, terrifying. Jason's back and nothing can save you. The Jason Universe house brings the hockey mask killer back to Orlando for the first time in a decade. You'll start at Camp Crystal Lake, making your way through Jason's cabin, the dark forest, and plenty of places for him to strike. The first half of the house surrounds you with Jason at every turn, using his size and strength to create a claustrophobic, in-your-face experience. Then it gets even more brutal. You'll pass through a giant Jason mask before facing a gauntlet of Jasons from across the first 8 films, plus the brand new Jason that was just revealed. Universal promises this will be one of the most intense houses HHN has ever done. We totally agree and gave this one a 9.5 for scariness. This house is incredibly scary, very overwhelming to all of your senses, and preys on a lot of the most common fears people have. You can hear that iconic soundtrack all the way through the house, which is just unsettling. You see so many Jasons in so many forms that you're not expecting. There are points in the house where it is very tight and claustrophobic, and add like 8 Jasons popping out at you through a narrow hallway. Yeah, it's just a lot. There are a few points where it is literally pitch black and you can't see anything. So that personally scares me more than anything. It was an incredible house, definitely the scariest one we've been through.
That's the houses, and honestly, this might be one of the strongest lineups HHN has ever had. But of course, the terror doesn't stop once you leave the houses. Universal fills the streets with scare zones, which are themed areas crawling with monsters. First up is the Origins of Horror. This area is located right at the front of the park as soon as you walk in. It is a rotting conservatory filled with twisted vines, gargoyles, and giant crows. The Origins of Horror takes you through the shadowy garden of the conservatory, tying directly into this year's overarching theme. Twisted statues hint at the horrors that await in the haunted houses, while massive crows circle overhead, watching your every move. This isn't just a tribute, it's a warning from the darkness within the conservatory itself. There are also a lot of chainsaw-wielding monsters here, and be on the lookout for the statues, themed to this year's 5 R.I.P houses.
Next is Masquerade Dance with Death. If you're walking into the park, then hang a right. This will lead you to a vampire masquerade ball, or once the masks come off, your dinner. Masquerade Dance with Death invites you to a lavish Halloween ball where elegant masks hide deadly secrets. As midnight approaches, the glamour fades and the guests are revealed to be bloodthirsty vampires, and you're their next course. This one has an incredible theme, lots of stilt walkers and vampires in beautiful costumes. It kind of reminds me of Phantom of the Opera meets Bridgerton meets vampires.
Next up is the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane. This is straight ahead past Mel's Die-In, near the Hollywood section of the park, a creepy old house where trick-or-treaters turn into feral cats. Watch out, you might be next. The Cat Lady of Crooked Lane is a twisted take on the classic cat lady trope. Step through wrought iron gates into a dark, winding alley where every shadow hides a feline menace. The cat lady prowls these streets, hunting anyone foolish enough to wander too close, and you might just find yourself part of her creepy collection by the time you escape. This one was probably the scariest scare zone in our opinion, just because it's so dark over there, it's hard to see the scare actors lurking, so they can actually scare you really well. The cats were so creepy looking, and they did such an amazing job on this.
Finally, there is Mutations Toxic Twenties. This is located on that long stretch by the New York section of the park. It's themed to a radioactive crash in the 1920s, which turns mobsters and townsfolk into toxic monsters. It's chaotic, loud, and full of mutated scares. Mutations Toxic Twenties throws you into a chaotic 1920s street scene gone horribly wrong. A botched getaway collides with a toxic shipment, turning this once roaring neighborhood into a nightmarish wasteland. Mutated mobsters and other twisted horrors now roam the streets, making every corner a dangerous gamble. I say this was one of our favorite scare zones, mostly because we loved the 1920s theme, the costumes, and scare actors were amazing, and it was just so creative.
When you need a break from the houses and scare zones, HHN also brings live entertainment. Nightmare Fuel Circus of Decay. This is a dark circus with fire, aerial stunts, and illusions. It's fast-paced, intense, and one of those you've gotta see it shows. Just a tip, this show does tend to fill up fast, so make sure you get in line well in advance for a seat. Jeremy considers this show a must-do, but I, Sarah, do not consider this a must-do if you only have one night. It is extremely impressive, don't get me wrong. It's on par with something you'd see in Vegas or Cirque du Soleil, and I mean that as the highest possible compliment. It's just a bigger time commitment, being like a 25-minute show and then having to queue for at least 45 minutes before. It's just a little bit of a hassle, in my opinion, if you only have one night. But this show seems to have a cult-like following, so I'm certain there are plenty of people, perhaps the majority of people, who do consider this a must-do. It's definitely excellent. You should see it. I just wouldn't recommend it for the little kids because it's a little, sexy.
Haunt-O-Phonic, A Ghoulish Journey. This is a lagoon show with massive water screens, music, and spirits rising from the grave. It's haunting and a little more chill compared to the houses. I'm glad we saw it, but I don't think this is a must-do or something you need to take time out of your night to make sure you go see. If you're passing by and it works out, by all means, it's a great show, but not a priority for us, if that makes sense. On top of all that, HHN added extra street experiences to keep you on edge. Mel's Die-In Zombies. The iconic diner is overrun by zombie car hops. This is a fun area to just walk around and take in the atmosphere. Club Horror, basically an undead nightclub with DJs. There aren't any scares here, but just dancing and a DJ, which is fun. These experiences just add an extra layer of fun to the night. Also, don't forget to check out the Tribute Store. It's located at Sahara Traders, which is right next to the Revenge of the Mummy ride. They have a really cool gothic conservatory theme in there. It's beautifully decorated, has really immersive theming, and is packed with a bunch of HHN merchandise that you can purchase. It has general HHN merchandise, specific house IP merchandise, and so much more. For an additional cost this year, Universal is offering the Deathly Afraid necklace for $20 to reduce scares in the scare zones. These will not work in haunted houses because the scare actors can't see you coming in time before they jump out, but this necklace will basically act as a signal to scare actors in the scare zones and around the park that you want a less intense interaction and don't want to be targeted for a scare. It does not guarantee a scare-free time, and again, can't be used in haunted houses.
New for this year is the Feel the Fear Medallion Quest. It's basically a horror-themed scavenger hunt around the park where you search for digital medallions. If you collect them all, you get to unlock a special reward and take a little piece of the horror home with you. We did not get to try this out when we were there, but let us know if you get to try this and what you think of it. It says on the website to check back in early September for the launch, so I'm really interested to see what people think of it. And if you want a break from all of the haunted houses and scare zones, there are typically 4 rides open in the park during the event, which are Revenge of the Mummy, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, Transformers the Ride 3D, and Men in Black Alien Attack. So you can go ride those as well, and they typically have pretty short lines because everyone else is doing HHN exclusive experiences. Make sure you also check out Diagon Alley during this year's event. They do have Death Eaters that are free roaming around Diagon Alley. They don't have any specific set times, but you'll see them walking around. They'll come up and interact with you. You can even duel with them. They will sporadically have like a little bit of a show on the stage. You can always speak to a team member and ask them when the Death Eaters might appear there, but it's something that's really cool. You can just pop in, kind of see them walking around, and it's really unique to the event. I would definitely recommend going in there to see that. So there you have it, the full rundown of Halloween Horror Nights this year. 10 haunted houses, 4 scare zones, 2 live shows, and 2 street experiences. If you're going, let us know in the comments which house you're most excited for or which one was your favorite if you've already gone. Personally, I think Five Nights at Freddy's is going to be a massive hit. Jeremy's favorite was Hatchet in Chains, and my favorite was Galkn. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our new videos. Thank you for hanging out with us, and remember, never go alone.